In this vast universe of infinite possibilities, you are a creator, a divine being clothed in human form. The life you experience, the reality you perceive, is not something thrust upon you by external forces. It is, in fact, a reflection of your inner world, a manifestation of your deepest beliefs and assumptions. And herein lies the transformative power of acting as if you are the best and believing in your future. To truly understand this concept, we must first grasp the fundamental nature of reality. The world you see around you, the circumstances of your life, are not solid, immutable facts. They are instead fluid expressions of consciousness, shaped and molded by your thoughts, feelings, and most importantly, your assumptions about yourself and the world. When you learn to act as if you are the best, you are not engaging in mere pretense or hollow affirmation. You are in fact aligning yourself with a profound truth, that you are already the best version of yourself in potential, waiting to be expressed in your three-dimensional reality. This is not about ego or superiority over others. It is about recognizing and embodying your divine nature, your inherent greatness. Consider for a moment the life of a great oak tree. Within its tiny acorn lies the full potential of the mighty tree it will become. The acorn doesn't strive or struggle to become an oak. It simply is an oak in potential, waiting for the right conditions to express its true nature. In the same way, your greatness, your best self, is not something you need to acquire or achieve. It is already within you, waiting to be recognized and expressed. Now you might be thinking, but Neville, how can I act as if I'm the best when my current circumstances seem to contradict this? This, my dear friends, is where the true power of your imagination comes into play. Your imagination is not merely a faculty for daydreaming or escaping reality. It is the very workshop in which your reality is crafted. When you learn to use your imagination to see yourself as the best, to feel the reality of your desired future, you set in motion a series of events that must inevitably lead to the manifestation of that reality. This is not wishful thinking or positive affirmation. This is the activation of a spiritual law, as certain as the law of gravity. Let me share with you a powerful technique to help you embody this state of being the best. I call it the I remember when exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself in the future having achieved all that you desire. Now, from that future perspective, look back on your current circumstances and say to yourself, I remember when I struggled with your current challenge. How wonderful it is to have overcome that and become your desired state. As you engage in this exercise, allow yourself to feel the reality of this future state. Feel the confidence, the joy, the sense of accomplishment. Let these feelings permeate your entire being. This is not mere visualization. It is the activation of a state of consciousness that will begin to reshape your reality. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, isn't this just self-deception? Am I not lying to myself if I say what you consider to be the truth of your current circumstances is itself a form of self-deception? Your current reality is nothing more than the outpicturing of your past thoughts and beliefs. By choosing to act as if you are the best, you are not deceiving yourself. You are in fact aligning yourself with a higher truth, the truth of your divine nature and limitless potential. Consider the life of any great achiever in history. Before they manifested their greatness in the world, they first had to conceive of it in their minds. They had to act as if they were already great, even when the world told them otherwise. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of a future of racial equality at a time when such a notion seemed impossible. Steve Jobs envisioned a world where computers would be personal and intuitive, when most people couldn't imagine a use for them in their homes. These visionaries didn't wait for circumstances to change before they believed in their future. They believed first, and their belief reshaped reality. This brings us to a crucial point in our discussion, the importance of persistence. Learning to act as if you are the best is not a one-time event. It is a continuous practice, a new way of being in the world. There will be times when your old beliefs and habits try to reassert themselves. There will be moments when the external world seems to contradict your inner knowing. In these moments, you must stand firm in your new assumption. Remember, the physical world you see around you is like a shadow, always lagging behind the light that casts it. That light is your consciousness. When you change your consciousness by acting as if you are the best, it may take some time for your physical reality to catch up. But catch up it must, for this is the law of your being. Let us now delve deeper into the second part of our topic, believing in future. This belief is not a mere hope or wish that things will somehow get better. It is a rock-solid knowing, an unshakable faith in the inevitability of your desired future. This kind of belief has a power that can move mountains, that can reshape entire lives. To cultivate this belief in your future, you must learn to live from the end. This means mentally occupying the state of your fulfilled desire, feeling it to be true right now, even before it has manifested in your physical reality. When you do this, you set up a tension between your inner experience and your outer reality. This tension must be resolved, and it can only be resolved in one way, by your outer reality conforming to your inner experience. Imagine for a moment that you are an archer. Your desired future is the target and your belief is the arrow. The strength of your belief determines the force with which the arrow flies. When you believe weakly, doubting and second-guessing yourself, your arrow falls short. But when you believe with all your heart, with unwavering faith, your arrow flies true and strikes the bullseye of your desire. Now I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, what about hard work and effort? Surely we can't just believe and have everything handed to us. My dear friends, action certainly has its place. But the action that springs from a state of being your best self, from a place of unshakable belief in your future, is of a different quality altogether. When you act from this elevated state of consciousness, your actions are inspired. You find yourself naturally doing the right things, being in the right place at the right time. It's as if the entire universe conspires to support your new self-concept. This is not coincidence or luck. It is the natural result of aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe through your imagination and belief. Let me share with you a powerful practice to strengthen your belief in your future. I call it the living in the end meditation. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, allowing your body to relax. Now, imagine yourself in a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and real as possible. Engage all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? As you immerse yourself in this scene, allow the feeling of wish fulfilled to permeate your entire being. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment. Stay with this feeling for as long as you can. When you open your eyes, carry this feeling with you throughout your day. As you practice this regularly, you'll find that your belief in your future becomes stronger and more unshakable. You'll begin to notice small changes in your external reality that confirm your new self-concept. These are signs that your new assumption is taking root, that your reality is beginning to reshape itself to match your inner state. Now let us address a common challenge that many face when trying to act as if they are the best and believe in their future: the opinions and judgments of others. In your journey of self-transformation, you may encounter skepticism or even opposition from those around you. They may question your new behavior, doubt your vision for the future. In these moments, it's crucial to remember that others can only see the shadow of your past beliefs. They are reacting to who you were, not who you are becoming. Their opinions, no matter how well-intentioned, are based on a reality that you are in the process of transcending. Do not let their limited perception dim the brightness of your vision. Instead, see their skepticism as an opportunity to strengthen your new assumption. When faced with doubts, silently affirm to yourself, they simply cannot see yet what I know to be true. In time, they too will witness the manifestation of my greatness. By maintaining your stance in the face of opposition, you are not being stubborn or delusional. You are, in fact, demonstrating an unshakable faith in the creative power of your consciousness. As you continue on this path of acting as if you are the best and believing in your future, you may notice an interesting phenomenon. Not only does your external reality begin to change, but your perception of yourself and the world around you also shifts. Things that once seemed impossible now appear within reach. Challenges that once overwhelmed you now become opportunities for growth and expression of your newfound confidence. The shift in perception is a natural result of your elevated consciousness. As you consistently occupy the state of being your best self, you begin to see the world through new eyes. You recognize opportunities that were always there but were previously invisible to you. You find reserves of strength and creativity within yourself that you never knew existed. But let us delve even deeper into this concept of acting as if you are the best. This is not about comparison with others or striving to be superior. It is about fully embodying your unique gifts and talents, about expressing the divine potential that is uniquely yours. When you act as if you are the best, you are honoring the divine spark within you, allowing it to shine forth in all its brilliance. Consider for a moment the great masters in any field, be it art, science, spirituality, or business. What sets them apart is not just their skill or knowledge, but their unwavering belief in their unique vision and abilities. They act as if they are the best, not out of arrogance, but out of a deep reverence for the gift they have been given, and a sense of responsibility to share that gift with the world. You, my dear friends, have been given a unique gift, a unique purpose. When you act as if you are the best, you are stepping into the fullness of that purpose. So declare into the universe, I am ready to be all that I am meant to be. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom abundance, responds by aligning circumstances to support your declaration. Now let us turn our attention to the power of persistence in this practice. Acting as if you are the best and believing your future is not a one-time event. It is a continuous choice, a moment-by-moment decision to align yourself with your highest mission. There will be times when doubt creeps in, when old habits of thought try to reassert themselves. In these moments, gentle persistence is key. When you find yourself slipping back into old patterns of thought or behavior, do not judge or criticize yourself. Simply notice what's happening and make a conscious choice to return to your new state of behavior. Remember, you are reprogramming deeply ingrained patterns of thought and belief. This takes time and patience. Be gentle with yourself, but be persistent. One powerful way to maintain this persistence is through the practice of revision. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review the events of your day. If there were any moments where you didn't act as your best self or where you doubted your future, mentally revise those scenes. See them playing out the way you would have wanted them to, with you fully embodying your best self. Feel the satisfaction and joy of this revised scenario. This practice of revision is not about denying what happened or living in fantasy. It is about exercising your creative power, about refusing to let temporary setbacks define your self-concept or your future. By consistently revising your day, you strengthen your new assumption and weaken the hold of old limiting beliefs. As we continue our exploration, let us consider how this practice of acting as if you are the best and believing in your future affects your relationships with others. When you truly embody this state of being, you naturally inspire those around you. Your confidence, your joy, your sense of purpose becomes contagious. Without saying a word, you give others permission to step into their own greatness. Moreover, when you act from this elevated state of consciousness, you naturally attract people and circumstances that align with your new self-concept. You may find that new opportunities present themselves, that doors previously closed suddenly open. This is not coincidence. It is the natural result of your shifted consciousness drawing to you that which resonates with your Neville vibration. But what about those times when, despite your best efforts, things don't seem to be changing? When, despite acting as if you are the best and believing in your future, your external reality seems stubbornly resistant to change. This, my dear friends, is when your faith is truly tested and when it has the opportunity to grow strongest. In these moments of apparent stagnation or setback, it's crucial to remember that what you see in your external reality is the manifestation of past thoughts and beliefs. Your new assumption, your new way of being is like a seed planted in the ground. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not growing. Trust in the unseen forces at work. Know that as long as you maintain your new state of consciousness, change must come. It is law. Let me share with you a powerful affirmation to use in these moments of doubt or impatience. Say to yourself, my external reality is still catching up to my inner knowing. I trust in the perfect unfolding of my desire. Feel the truth of these words. Let them sink deep into your consciousness, reinforcing your unshakable belief in your future. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, I want to address a question that may be arising in your minds. How do I maintain this elevated state of consciousness in the face of life's heavy challenges and disappointments? The answer lies in understanding that your state of consciousness is a choice, one that you have the power to make in every moment. Regardless of what is happening around you, you always have the ability to choose your inner state. This doesn't mean denying or ignoring challenging circumstances. It means choosing to interpret and respond to those circumstances from the perspective of your best self, of someone who believes unshackably in their future. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, how would my best self respond to this situation? How would someone who is absolutely certain of their bright future handle this? Then act from that place. This is not pretense or fakery. It is a conscious choice to align yourself with your highest potential, even in the face of adversity. Remember, my dear friends, the circumstances of your life are not the truth of who you are. They are simply the outpicturing of your past assumptions and beliefs. As you consistently choose to act as if you are the best and believe in your future, you set in motion your same chain of causation. Your external reality has no choice but to reshape itself to match your new inner state. In conclusion, I urge you to embrace this powerful truth. You are the author of your life story. Every moment is an opportunity to write a new chapter, to reimagine yourself and your future. By learning to act as if you are the best and believing unwaveringly in your future, you tap into the infinite creative power of your consciousness. Go forth from here not as seekers, but as knowers. Know that within you lies the power to reshape your reality. Know that as you align yourself with the truth of divine nature, all things become possible. Trust in the law of your being, which states that your inner assumptions must inevitably manifest in your outer reality. Let your light shine brightly, undiminished by doubt or fear. Act as if you are the best, not out of ego, but out of reverence for the divine potential within you. Believe in your future with an unshakable faith, knowing that you do so, you set in motion forces beyond your current comprehension that will work tirelessly to bring your vision into reality. Thank you for your attention, my beloved audience. May your journey of self-discovery and manifestation be filled with joy, wonder, and the continual unfolding of your limitless potential. Remember, in acting as if you are the best and believing in your future, you are not reaching for something outside yourself. You are simply allowing the truth of who you are to shine forth in all its glory. Trust in this process, persist in this practice, and watch in awe as your life transforms before your very eyes. My dear friends, imagine with me for a moment. Imagine a world where your words shape your reality, where the blessings speak upon your manifest in your life with unerring precision. This is not a fantasy, but the very nature of our existence, hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to claim it. Tonight we gather to explore a profound truth that has the power to transform your life from the inside out. The topic of our discussion is speak blessings upon yourself, change your life. This is not mere positive thinking or wishful dreaming. No, what I am about to share with you goes far deeper than that. It touches the very core of creation itself. You see, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This is not just a religious statement. It is a fundamental law of the universe. The power of the word, of speech, of declaration is the power of creation itself. And you, my dear friends, are endowed with this very power. When you speak blessings upon yourself, you are not engaging in empty rhetoric, repetition. You are in fact participating in the divine act of creation. You are shaping your world, molding your reality, and crafting your destiny with every word that proceeds from your mouth. But let us pause for a moment and consider what kind of words have you been speaking over yourself? Have they been words of blessing or words of curse? Have they been words of abundance or words of lack? Have they been words of health or words of sickness? For make no mistake, whatever you have been declaring over yourself has been shaping your reality, whether you have been being conscious of it or not. The great truth that I want to impress upon you tonight is this: you have the power to change your life. And that power lies in your mouth, in your words, in the blessings you speak upon yourself. This is not a new power that you need to acquire or a skill that you need to learn. It is a power that you already possess, a power that has been with you from the moment of your creation. You are in essence a speaking spirit. Your words are not mere sounds that dissipate into the air. They are living creative forces that go forth from you and begin to arrange the circumstances and events of your life to conform to have spoken. This is why the wisest of men said death and life are in the power of the tongue. Now some of you might be thinking, but Neville, I have spoken positive words today and nothing changed. To this I say persistence is key. The world you see around you now is the result of all the words you have spoken up to this point. It is the accumulation of your habitual thoughts and declarations. To change it requires not just a momentary utterance, but a persistent, consistent declaration of the new reality you wish to experience. Remember, the outside world is a reflection of your inner world. What you see in your circumstances is nothing more than the outpicturing of your own mental conversations. If you want to change what you see on the outside, you must first change what you're saying on the inside. This brings us to a crucial point. The blessings you speak upon yourself must be spoken with feeling, with conviction, with convictions that they are already true. It's not enough to merely repeat positive affirmations like a parrot. You must feel the reality of what you're saying. You must live from the end, experiencing in your imagination the joy, the satisfaction, the fulfillment of already being, doing, or having what you desire. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desire financial abundance. It's not enough to say, I am wealthy while feeling poor and lacking. Instead, you must capture the feeling of wealth. How would you feel if you were truly wealthy? What would your mental conversations be like? How would you carry yourself? What decisions would you make? Speak your blessings from this state of consciousness. You might declare, I am so grateful for the abundance that flows into my life effortlessly. I am a channel of infinite supply, blessing others as I am blessed. Speak these words not as something you hope will become true in the future, but as something that is already true now. For in the realm of spirit, in the dimension of invasionation, it is already done. Your job is simply to align your conscious mind with this spiritual reality. This, my friends, is the art of speaking blessings upon yourself. It is not just about the words you say, but about the consciousness from which you say them. It is about aligning your entire being, your thoughts, your feelings, your expectations with the blessings you desire to manifest in your life. Now, some of you might be wondering, but what about negative circumstances in my life? How can I speak blessings when things seem to be going wrong? This is a crucial question, and I'm glad you asked it. The answer lies in understanding the true nature of reality. You see, the circumstances you perceive as negative are not the truth of your being. They are merely shadows, temporary appearances that have no substance in themselves. They persist only because you give them life through your attention and your habitual thoughts and words. When you face what appears to be a negative circumstance, that is precisely the moment when you must speak blessings with even greater conviction. For it is in these moments that your word, aligned with your imagination and feeling, has the power to completely transform your reality. Let's say you're facing a health challenge. Instead of fixating on the symptoms and speaking words of illness, you would declare with absolute conviction, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Speak these words not as a future possibility, but as a present reality. Feel the wellness coursing through your body. See yourself engaged in activities that only a healthy person could do. Live from this state in your imagination and watch as your outer world begins to conform to this inner reality. This is not denial through its circumstances. It is the recognition of a higher truth, the truth that you are a spiritual being made in the image and likeness of God, and that perfect health is your natural state. By speaking blessings of health upon yourself, you are aligning with this truth and allowing it to manifest in your physical experience. The same principle applies to every area of your life, relationships, career, personal growth, and more. Whatever the current appearance may be, you have the power to speak a new reality into existence. But remember, your words must be matched by your feeling and your imagination. Imagine with me for a moment. Think of something you deeply desire in your life. Now, instead of longing for it as something in the future, begin to speak of it as if it's already yours. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the fulfillment of already possessing it. Let this feeling permeate your entire being. Now speak words of blessing over this desire. Declare it as a present fact. Feel the truth of your words resonating in every cell of your body. This, my dear friends, is how you speak blessings upon yourself that have the power to change your life. But let me caution you, this is not about manipulating external circumstances or controlling others. The blessings you speak are about aligning yourself with the highest good, with the divine plan for your life. They are about recognizing and claiming the abundance, the joy, the love that is already yours by divine right. As you embark on this journey of speaking blessings upon yourself, you may encounter resistance. Old habits of negative self-talk may try to reassert themselves. Doubts may creep in. This is natural. Remember, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind, overwriting years of unconditioning. Be patient with yourself, but also be persistent. When you catch yourself speaking words that do not align with the blessings you desire, do not judge or condemn yourself. Simply pause, take a deep breath, and consciously choose to speak words of blessing instead. Over time, this will become your habit, your new default mode of being. Now let's delve deeper into the mechanics of how speaking blessings upon yourself actually changes your life. It all begins in your imagination. Your imagination is not some frivolous mental faculty for daydreaming. It is the very workshop wherein you forge the template of your life experiences. When you speak blessings upon yourself, you are essentially giving directions to your imagination. You are providing it with the raw material from which to construct your new reality. Your words, infused with feeling and conviction, create images in your mind. These images, when persisted in, become the blueprints for your future experiences. Consider for a moment everything in your world, everything man-made that you can see around you, began as an image in someone's mind. The chair you're sitting on, the building you're in, the clothes you're wearing, all of these were once just ideas, images in someone's imagination. Through persistent focus and aligned action, these mental images became physical realities. The same process is at work in your life. The words of blessing you speak create images of the life you desire. As you persist in these images, feeling their reality, your subconscious mind begins to accept them as fact. And here's the magic. Your subconscious mind, being connected to the infinite intelligence of the universe, begins to rearrange the circumstances of your life to match these inner images. This is why it's crucial to be mindful of the words you speak to yourself and about yourself. Every word is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. What kind of harvest do you want to reap in your life? Plant seeds of blessing, of abundance, of love, of success, and that is what will grow in the garden of your life. Let me share with you a powerful practice to amplify the effect of the blessings you speak upon yourself. Before you go to sleep each night, take a few moments to enter a state of relaxation. As you lie in your bed comfortable and at ease, begin to speak words of blessing over your life. But don't just speak them mechanically. Feel them. Experience them as reality. Say to yourself, I am blessed beyond measure. Every day, in every way, my life is getting better and better. I am surrounded by love, abundance, and joy. Success flows to me effortlessly. I am in perfect health, filled with vibrant energy. I am fulfilling my divine purpose, blessing others as I am richly blessed. Speak these words, or words like them, that resonate with your heart's desires, feeling their truth, seeing in your mind's eye the evidence of these blessings in your life. Then drift off to sleep in this consciousness of blessing. As you sleep, your subconscious mind will work the night to align your outer world with these inner declarations. Remember, the state of consciousness from which you fall asleep is especially powerful in shaping your experiences. It's as if you're placing an order with the universe just before you drift off. Make it a nightly practice to fall asleep while speaking and feeling blessings upon yourself, and watch how your life begins to transform. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what if I don't believe these blessings are possible for me? What if I have evidence to the contrary in my life? This is a common concern, and I want to address it head on. Your current beliefs about what's possible for you are simply that, beliefs. They are not facts, no matter how much evidence you think you have to support them. Your beliefs are stories you've accepted about yourself and your life, often unconsciously. The beautiful truth is that you have the power to change these stories, to rewrite the script of your life. When you begin to speak blessings upon yourself that seem at odds with your current reality, you may feel resistance. Your logical mind might argue, presenting all the reasons why these blessings can be true for you. This is the moment when faith becomes crucial. Faith in this context is not blind belief. It is the evidence of things not seen. It is the ability to see and feel the reality of blessings before they manifest in the physical world. This kind of faith is a spiritual sense, just as real and reliable as your physical senses. As you speak blessings upon yourself, cultivate this faith. See the unseen, feel the unfelt. Live from the end, experiencing in your imagination the fulfillment of your blessings. This is not denial of current circumstances. It is the reckoning of higher reality, a spiritual reality that is more true and more powerful than any temporary physical condition. Let me give you a practical example of how this works. Suppose you're in a job that you find unfulfilling, and you desire a career that aligns with your passion and purpose. Instead of complaining about your job or speaking words of frustration, you would begin to speak blessings over your career. You might say, I am so grateful for my fulfilling career. I am using my unique gifts and talents to make a positive difference in the world. I am abundantly compensated for work that I love. Every day I wake up excited to contribute my best to the world. As you speak these words, see yourself in this ideal career. Feel the satisfaction of doing work you love. Experience the joy of making a difference. Feel the abundance that comes from being richly compensated for your contributions. Live in this state in your imagination. Speak these blessings consistently, and watch as opportunities begin to unfold in your life to make this vision a reality. This principle applies to every area of your life: health, relationships, finances, personal growth, and more. Whatever you desire to experience, begin to speak it into existence now. Bless yourself with words of love, success, abundance, and fulfillment. Speak as if these blessings are already your reality, for in the realm of spirit they truly are. Now I want to address another crucial aspect of speaking blessings upon yourself: consistency. The power of your words to change your life is cumulative. It's not about making grand declarations once in a while. It's about consistently aligning your speech with the life you desire to create. Think of it this way: your habitual thoughts and words are like the rudder of a ship. They determine the direction of your life. A small adjustment, consistently maintained, can lead to a completely different destination over time. In the same way, consistently speaking blessings upon yourself, even in small ways throughout your day, can lead to profound changes in your life experience. Make it a practice to infuse your daily self-talk with blessings. When you look in the mirror in the morning, instead of criticizing your appearance, speak words of blessing over your body. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. My body is the perfect expression of divine health and beauty. As you drive to work or go about your daily tasks, instead of worrying about the future, declare, my future is bright. I am divinely guided and protected. Every experience is working together for my highest good. These may seem like small things, but remember, it's the small, consistent actions that lead to big changes over time. Your words are shaping your reality in every moment. By consciously choosing to speak blessings, you are consistently steering your life towards your desired experiences. Now let's talk about the role of gratitude in speaking blessings upon yourself. Gratitude is a powerful force that amplifies the effect of your words. When you speak blessings from a place of gratitude, you align yourself with the abundance of the universe. Instead of saying, I want to be wealthy, say, I'm so grateful for the abundance that flows into my life. Instead of saying, I hope to find love, say, I am thankful for the deep, fulfilling love that I experience in my relationships. You see the difference? The first statements come from a place of lack, while the second come from a place of abundance and gratitude. When you align your words of blessing with genuine gratitude, you create a powerful magnetic force that attracts more blessings into your life. It's as if you're sending a signal to the universe saying, I am grateful for these blessings, and I'm ready to receive more. This attitude of gratitude also helps to dissolve any resistance you might have to receiving your blessing. Often we unconsciously block our good because we don't feel worthy or we're afraid of change. Gratitude opens your heart and your hands to receive all the good that the universe is constantly trying to give you. So as you speak blessings upon yourself, do the heart with a certitude. Thank the universe in advance for the manifestation of your words. Feel the joy and appreciation of already having received your blessings. This combination of blessed words and heartfelt gratitude is truly transformative. Now I want to address a question that often arises when we discuss the power of speaking blessings. What about other people? Can I speak blessings for them too? The answer is a resounding yes, but with an important caveat. You see, you cannot override another person's free will. You cannot force changes in another person's life through your words. However, you can bless them, holding in your imagination the highest good for them. In fact, blessing others is a powerful way to amplify the blessings in your own life. When you bless others, you are essentially recognizing the divine in them. You are seeing past their circumstances or behavior, their true, perfect spiritual nature. This not only benefits them, but also expands your own consciousness of blessing. For example, if you have a challenging relationship with someone, instead of speaking words of frustration or anger about them, you could say, I bless person's name with love, peace, and joy. I see them as the perfect expression of divine love that they truly are. As you speak these words, feel the reality of them. See this person in your imagination as whole, happy, and fulfilled. This practice does two things. First, it shifts your own perception and feelings about the person, which can lead to positive changes in your interactions with them. Second, it creates a blessing consciousness in you that attracts more blessings into your own life. Remember, what you give out, you receive back multiplied. As you speak blessings upon others, you are simultaneously speaking blessings upon yourself. You are affirming a universe of love, abundance, and positive possibilities, and aligning yourself with that reality. This brings us to another important point. The power of your words extends beyond just yourself and others. Your words have the power to bless your environment, your circumstances, even seemingly inanimate objects. Consider your home, your workplace, your belongings. Instead of complaining about what's wrong with them, speak blessings over them. Thank your home for providing you with shelter and comfort. Bless your workplace as a site of opportunity and growth. Express gratitude for your car that reliably takes you where you need to go. You might say, I bless this home with love, peace, and harmony. Every room is filled with positive energy and joy. Or bless my workplace with success and creativity and fulfilling relationships. Abundance flows freely here. As you speak these blessings, feel the truth. See your environment transformed by your words. This practice of blessing everything in your life creates a field of positive energy around you. It raises your vibration and assures you to the frequency of blessing. As a result, you begin to attract more positive experiences, people, and circumstances into your life. Now let's address a common challenge that many face when they begin to practice speaking blessings, dealing with setbacks and disappointments. There will be times when, despite your best efforts to speak blessings, things don't seem to go your way. How do you handle these moments without losing faith in the power of your words? First, understand that setbacks are not failures. They are opportunities for growth, realignment, and even greater blessings. When you encounter setback, instead of speaking words of defeat or discouragement, speak words of wisdom and victory over the situation. You might say this challenge is an opportunity for me to grow stronger and wiser. I am learning valuable lessons that are preparing me for even greater blessings. I trust in the perfect unfolding of my good. Speak these words with conviction, feeling the truth of them in your heart. Remember, the words you speak in times of challenge are especially powerful. They determine whether you will be a victim of circumstances or a victor over them. Choose to speak words that empower you, that reaffirm your trust in the benevolence in the universe and your own innate ability to overcome. Moreover, use these moments as opportunities to deepen your practice of speaking blessings. Often, it's in our darkest moments that our words of light have the most transformative power. When you can speak blessings in the face of apparent defeat, you demonstrate a faith that moves mountains. This brings us to an important principle. Your words of blessing are not dependent on external circumstances. They are a declaration of truth that transcends current appearances. Just as the sun is always shining above the clouds, the reality of your blessings exists beyond temporary setbacks or challenges. In fact, consistently speaking blessings, especially when circumstances seem to contradict them, is what allows you to break through limitations and manifest profound changes in your life. It's easy to speak positively when everything is going well. The real test and the real power comes in maintaining your blessed speech even when faced with opposition. Now, as we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to impress upon you the ongoing nature of this practice. Speaking blessings upon yourself is not a one-time event or a temporary fix. It is a way of life, a continuous process aligning your speech with the highest truth of who you are and what you desire to experience. Make it your daily practice to begin and end your day with words of blessing. Throughout your day, be mindful of your speech. Are you speaking words that bless or words that curse? Are you affirming your word or magnifying your challenges? Remember, every word you speak is a seed planted in the garden of your life. Choose your words wisely and lovingly. As you consistently speak blessings upon yourself, you will begin to notice changes. Perhaps at first they will be subtle, a shift in your mood, a new perspective on an old problem. But as you persist, you'll see more tangible changes manifesting in your external world. Opportunities will appear, relationships will improve, your health will flourish, abundance will flow. But beyond these external changes, you'll notice a profound internal transformation. You'll develop a deep sense of peace and trust in the benevolence of the universe. You'll cultivate an unshakable faith in your own divine nature and your ability to create the life you desire. You'll experience a joy and fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your highest self. Remember, my dear friends, you are not separate from the creative power of the universe. You are one with it. Your words, spoken with feeling and conviction, are the very power of creation itself. As you speak blessings upon yourself, you are participating in the divine act of creation, shaping your world in accordance with your highest aspirations. So speak your blessings boldly. Declare your good with unwavering faith. Let your words paint a picture of the life you desire to live. For as you speak, so shall it be. Your words have the power to change your life, to transform your world, to create miracles. In closing, I invite you to take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you wish, if you at least take a breath, and speak a blessing upon yourself. Feel the truth of your word resonating in every cell of your body. Know that as you speak, the entire universe conspires to make your words reality. You are blessed abundantly and unconditionally. You are worthy of all good things. You are a living, breathing miracle, capable of creating miracles in your life. Speak this truth. Live this truth. Be this truth. And so, my dear friends, go forth and speak blessings upon yourself. Change your life with the power of your words. For you are the author of your life story, and with every word you speak, you write a new, more beautiful chapter. Remember, the power is within you. The time is now. Speak your blessings, change your life, and watch as the world transforms before your very eyes. For as you bless yourself, you bless the world, and in blessing the world, well, you fulfill your divine purpose. Thank you for your attention and your presence. May your words always be filled with blessings, and may your life be a testament to the transformative power of speaking good upon yourself. Go in peace, go in love, in the certainty that as you speak, so it is speak. My dear friends, imagine standing before a vast, infinite ocean of possibility. This ocean, my beloved, is your consciousness, boundless, eternal, and ever responsive to your deepest beliefs and assumptions. Tonight we shall embark on a journey together, a journey into the very heart of creation itself. Our destination? A state of unwavering faith in the perfection of all things? A state where you act as if everything always works out for you? Now some of you might be thinking, but Neville, how can I possibly act as if everything always works out when my current reality shows me otherwise? And to you, I say this. Your current reality is but a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It holds no power over your future unless you grant it such power. The world you see is a world that was. The world you will inhabit is the world you are imagining now. Consider for a moment the words of that great teacher who said, all things are possible to him who believes. These are not mere words of comfort, my friends. They are profound truth, a law as immutable as gravity itself. For in this universe, belief is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you truly believe, when you act from the conviction that all is working out for your highest good, you set in motion forces beyond your current comprehension. Let me share with you a principle that once grasped will revolutionize your entire existence. It is this: the world is yourself pushed out. Every person, every circumstance, every event in your life is but an outpicturing of your own consciousness. When you change the content of your consciousness, when you alter your deep-seated beliefs about the nature of reality, the entire world must conform to this new pattern. So how does one begin to act as if everything always works out? It starts, my dear listeners, with a shift in perception. Instead of seeing the world as a place of struggle and strife, begin to see it as a playground of infinite possibility. Instead of viewing challenges as obstacles, see them as opportunities for growth and expansion. This is not mere positive thinking. This is a fundamental restructuring of your relationship with reality itself. Imagine for a moment that you are an actor on a grand stage. The play is your life, and you have been given a role to play. Now, what if I told you that you are not just the actor, but also the playwright, the director, and even the audience? What if I revealed to you that you have the power to rewrite the script at any moment, to direct the flow of events according to your deepest desires? This, my friends, is the essence of acting as if everything always works out for you. It is the recognition that you are the author of your own story, the creator of your own destiny. When you truly internalize this truth, when you allow it to permeate every fiber of your being, you will find that the universe itself conspires to bring about your good. But let me be clear, this is not about denying the existence of challenges or pretending that difficulties do not arise. Rather, it is about maintaining an unshakable faith that all things, all events, all circumstances are working together for your ultimate benefit. It is about trusting in the perfect unfolding of your life's journey, even when the path ahead seems uncertain or fraught with obstacles. Consider the life of Joseph in the biblical narrative. Sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned, he could have easily succumbed to despair. But Joseph maintained his faith. He acted as if everything was working out for him, even in the darkest of circumstances. And lo and behold, those very circumstances that seemed to spell his doom became the stepping stones to his ultimate triumph. You see, my dear friends, when you act as if everything always works out for you, you align yourself with the very creative power of the universe. You tap into a wellspring of infinite wisdom and intelligence that knows far better than your limited human mind how to bring about your highest good. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Neville, how can I maintain this attitude when everything around me seems to be falling apart? And to you, I say this: your outer world is but a reflection of your inner assumptions. If you persist in the assumption that all is well, that all is working out for your highest good, then that must become your experience. Remember, the human imagination is not bound by the constraints of physical reality. In your imagination, you can be, do or have anything you desire. And as you persist in imagining the ideal outcome, as you continue to act as if everything always works out for you, you will find that your outer world begins to reshape itself to match your inner vision. Let me share with you a technique that I have found immensely powerful in cultivating this state of being. Before you sleep each night, review your day as if everything had worked out perfectly. See in your mind's eye each event, each interaction, each circumstance resolving in the most favorable way possible. Feel the joy, the relief, the profound gratitude that accompanies this perfect unfolding of events. As you drift off to sleep in this state of perfect contentment, you are impressing upon your subconscious mind the true seat of creative power, the belief that everything always works out for you. And as you continue this practice night after night, you will find that your waking experiences begin to mirror your nightly imagined acts. But remember, my friends, this is not about escaping into a fantasy world. It is about recognizing the true nature of reality, that the world of imagination is the real world, and the world of physical senses is but a shadow. When you act from this understanding, when you live from the state of knowing that everything always works out for you, you are not denying reality. You are creating it. Now let us delve deeper into the mechanics of this profound truth. Every experience you have ever had, every circumstance you have ever encountered, began first as a state of consciousness. Your beliefs, your assumptions, your habitual thoughts, these are the raw materials from which your reality is fashioned. When you adopt the state of consciousness that everything always works out for you, you are essentially tuning your mental radio to a frequency of perfect harmony and divine order. And just as surely as a radio receiver picks up the signals that match its frequency, so too will your life experience begin to reflect this new state of being. But here's the crucial point, my dear listeners. You must persist in this new state. You must be willing to ignore the evidence of your physical senses when they contradict your chosen assumption. This is where many falter on the path to mastery. They begin with great enthusiasm, declaring that everything always works out for them, but at the first sign of apparent failure or setback, they abandon their assumption and fall back into old patterns of thought. Remember, the physical world is always a few steps behind the world of imagination. There may be a time lag between your change in consciousness and its manifestation in your outer experience. During this period of transition, you must hold fast to your new assumption. You must continue to act as if everything always works out for you, even when your senses scream otherwise. This, my friends, is the true test of faith, not a blind faith in some external power, but a deep, abiding faith in the creative power of your own consciousness. It is a faith that says, though the entire world may seem to conspire against me, I know that everything is working out for my highest good. Now let me address a question that often arises when I speak on this subject. Some ask, but Neville, if I act as if everything always works out for me, won't I become complacent? Won't I lose my drive to improve and overcome challenges? To this I say, acting as if everything always works out for you does not mean sitting idly by and expecting the world to cater to your every whim. Rather, it means approaching every situation, every challenge, every opportunity with an unshakable confidence in your ability to navigate it successfully. When you truly embrace this mindset, you'll find that your actions become more inspired, more purposeful. You'll be moved to take bold steps that you might have hesitated to take before. You'll find yourself rising to meet challenges with enthusiasm rather than dread, seeing them as opportunities for growth and expansion rather than obstacles to be feared. Moreover, this state of being naturally aligns you with what I call your high self, that aspect of you that is one with the divine creative power of the universe. From this alignment flows a wisdom and intuition that far surpasses the limited reasoning of the human intellect. You'll find yourself guided to take actions that lead to your highest good, often in ways that your rational mind could never have conceived. Let me illustrate this with a personal anecdote. Many years ago, when I first arrived in New York City, I found myself in dire financial straits. By all outward appearances, my situation was hopeless. But instead of succumbing to despair, I chose to act as if everything was working out perfectly for me. I imagined myself living in abundance, sharing my understanding of the law with eager audiences. Now, had I relied solely on my human intellect, I might have frantically searched for any job that would pay the bills. But acting from the state of knowing that all was well, I was guided to take a series of seemingly irrational actions. These actions, which made little sense to my rational mind at the time, ultimately led me to the very opportunities I had imagined for myself. You see, when you act as if everything always works out for you, you open yourself to a higher intelligence, a divine wisdom that knows exactly how to bring about your good in ways that your limited human mind cannot fathom. But let me be clear, this is not about wishful thinking or naive optimism. It is about aligning yourself with the fundamental creative principle of the universe. It is about recognizing that you are not a helpless victim of circumstance, but a powerful creator shaping your reality through your consciousness. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about the really big problems in my life? Surely this principle can't apply to everything and to you. I say, there are no big or small problems in the eyes of the infinite. The same power that can manifest a parking space can manifest a mansion. The same principle that can heal a paper cut can heal a terminal illness. The only limits that exist are the limits you place on your own imagination. When you truly grasp this, when you begin to act from this understanding, you'll find that the distinction between possible and impossible begins to blur. You'll start to see that the only true impossibility is that which you decree to be so in your own mind. Let me share with you another powerful technique for embodying this state of being. Throughout your day, whenever you encounter a situation that seems challenging or problematic, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, how would I approach this if I knew with absolute certainty that everything always works out for me? Feel the shift in your energy as you ask this question. Notice how your perspective changes, how solutions that were hidden before suddenly become apparent. This simple practice, performed consistently, can transform your entire life experience. But remember, my dear friends, this is not about denying or suppressing negative emotions. If you feel fear, anxiety, or doubt arising, acknowledge these feelings. Thank them for their intention to protect you. But then gently remind yourself of the greater truth. Everything always works out for you. As you continue to practice this, you'll find that these negative emotions begin to lose their grip on you. They may still arise, but they will pass through you like clouds in the sky, unable to shake your seated knowing that all is well. Now, let us address another aspect of this principle that is often misunderstood. Acting as if everything always works out for you does not mean that you will never face challenges or that your life will be free from apparent setbacks. Rather, it means that you approach these situations with a fundamentally different attitude. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth and expansion. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, you see them as necessary course corrections on your journey to your desired outcome. This shift in perspective is crucial, for it allows you to maintain your chosen state of consciousness even in the face of pitchless. And remember, it is your state of consciousness that determines your future experiences. Consider the life of any great achiever, any person who has left an indelible mark on the world. Without exception, you will find that their path was strewn with challenges, setbacks, and apparent failures. But what set them apart was their unshakable faith in their ultimate success, their ability to act as if everything was always working out for them, even in the darkest of times. Take, for example, the Wright brothers. For years, they labored to achieve powered flight, facing ridicule, financial hardship, and countless failed attempts. But they persisted in their assumption that flight was possible, that all their efforts were leading them to success. And indeed, everything did work out for them in the end, in a way that transformed the world. You see, my dear listeners, when you act as if everything always works out for you, you tap into a power that can move mountains. You align yourself with the very creative force of the universe. And in doing so, you become an unstoppable force of nature. But let me caution you, this is not about forcing outcomes or trying to control every aspect of your life. Rather, it is about surrendering to a higher wisdom, trusting in the perfect unfolding of your life's journey. It is about recognizing that the intelligence that beats your heart and grows your fingernails knows far better than your limited human mind how to bring about your highest good. When you truly embody this state of being, you'll find that you no longer need to struggle or strive in the way you once did. Your actions become more effortless, more inspired. You begin to flow with the current of life rather than constantly swimming against it. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Neville, how can I maintain this state when the world around me seems so chaotic and unpredictable? And to you, the world around you is a reflection of your own consciousness. When you change your consciousness, when you steadfastly hold to the assumption that everything always works out for you, you will find that the world reshapes itself to match this new pattern. Remember, your consciousness is the only true causative power in your life. External circumstances, no matter how seemingly solid or unchangeable, are always secondary to your state of being. When you truly grasp this, when you begin to live from this understanding, you will witness what can only be described as miracles in your life. But let me be clear, this is not about ignoring problems or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about approaching these situations from a fundamentally different state of consciousness. It's about knowing deep in your bones that no matter what appears to be happening on the surface, everything is ultimately working out for your highest good. This knowing, this unshakable faith, becomes your anchor in the storms of life. It becomes the lens through which you interpret every event, every circumstance. And as you persist in this state, you'll find that the storms themselves begin to calm. That the challenges that once seemed insurmountable begin to resolve themselves in ways you could never have anticipated. Now, let me share with you another powerful practice for embodying this state of being. Each night before you sleep, take a few moments to review your day. But instead of simply recounting the events as they occurred, reimagine them as if everything had worked out perfectly. See that difficult conversation with your boss transforming into a productive exchange that leads to new opportunities. Envision that financial setback resolving itself in a way that ultimately benefits you. Picture that health challenge leading you to discover a new level of vitality and well-being. As you fall asleep in this state of perfect contentment, you are impressing upon your subconscious mind the true seat of creative power, the belief that everything always works out for you. And as you continue this practice night after night, you will find that your waking experiences begin to align more and more closely with your imaginal acts. But remember, my friends, this is not about escaping into fantasy. It is about recognizing the true nature of reality. That your imagination is the creative power of God within you, and that the world you experience is but an outpicturing of your own consciousness. When you act from this understanding, when you live from the state of knowing that everything always works out for you, you are not denying reality, you are creating it. You are exercising your divine right as a co-creator with the infinite. Now let us delve even deeper into the mechanics of this profound truth. Every experience you have ever had, every circumstance you have ever encountered began first as a state of consciousness. Your beliefs, your assumptions, your habitual thoughts, these are the raw materials from which your reality is fashioned. When you adopt the state of consciousness that everything always works out for you, you are essentially tuning your mental radio to a frequency of perfect harmony and divine order. And just as surely as a radio receiver picks up the signals that match its frequency, so too will your life experience begin to reflect this new state of being. But here's the crucial point, my dear listeners, you must persist in this new state. You must be willing to ignore the evidence of your physical senses when they contradict your chosen assumption. This is where many falter on the path to mastery. They begin with great enthusiasm, declaring that everything always works out for them. But at the first sign of apparent failure or setback, they abandon their assumption and fall back into old patterns of thought. Remember, the physical world is always a few steps behind the world of imagination. There may be a time lag between your change in consciousness and its manifestation in your outer experience. During this period of transition, you must hold fast to your new assumption. You must continue to act as if everything always works out for you, even when your senses scream otherwise. This, my friends, is the true test of faith. Not a blind faith in some external power, but a deep, abiding faith in the creative power of your own consciousness. It is a faith that says, though the entire world may seem to conspire against me, I know that everything is working out for my highest good. As you cultivate this faith, as you persistently act from the state of knowing that everything always works out for you, you will begin to witness what can only be described as miracles in your life. Doors that seem forever closed will suddenly swing open. Resources that you never knew existed will make themselves available to you. People will appear in your life at just the right moment to assist you on your journey. But remember, these are not miracles in the traditional sense of the word. They are simply the natural outworking of the law of consciousness. They are the inevitable result of aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. Now, let me address a concern that often arises when I speak on this subject. Some worry that acting as if everything always works out for them might lead to a kind of passive acceptance of undesirable circumstances. They fear that they might lose their drive to improve their lives or to right the wrongs they see in the world. To this I say, nothing could be further from the truth. When you truly embody the state of knowing that everything always works out for you, you become more empowered, not less. You approach challenges with confidence rather than fear. You take inspired action rather than reacting from a place of desperation or anxiety. Moreover, this state of being naturally aligns you with your highest purpose. You begin to see the bigger picture, to understand how even apparent setbacks are serving your ultimate good and the good of all. From this perspective, you are moved to take actions that are truly in alignment with your deepest values and aspirations. Consider for a moment the great changemakers of history. The men and women who have brought about significant positive changes in the world. Without exception, you will find that they acted from a place of unshakable faith in the rightness of their cause. They persisted in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, because they knew, deep in their hearts, that everything was working out for the highest good. Martin Luther King Jr., for example, faced violence, imprisonment, and constant threats to his life. Yet he continued to act from the assumption that the arc of the moral universe bends towards justice. He lived as if everything was working out, not just for him personally, but for the entire civil rights movement. And indeed, his faith was vindicated, though he did not live to see the full fruits of his labor. You see, when you act as if everything always works out for you, you tap into a power that is greater than your individual self. You become a channel for the divine creative force of the universe. And in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you become a catalyst for positive change in the world around you. But let me be clear, this is not about becoming complacent or accepting injustice. It is about approaching every situation, no matter how challenging, from a place of empowered faith rather than fear or despair. It is about knowing that you have within you the power to overcome any obstacle, to right any wrong, to create any reality you can imagine. As you continue to practice this way of being, you'll find that your very presence becomes a transformative force in the world. People will be drawn to your unwavering faith, your unshakable peace. They will sense, perhaps unconsciously, that you are tapped into a higher wisdom, a deeper truth. And as you share this truth with others, as you demonstrate through your own life that everything always works out, you become a beacon of hope in a world that so desperately needs it. You become living proof of the infinite potential that lies within each and every human being. Now, my dear friends, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a final thought. The principle we have explored tonight, that everything always works out for you, is not just a nice idea or a comforting belief. It is a fundamental truth of existence, a law as immutable as gravity itself. But like any law, it requires your conscious participation to be effective in your life. You must choose moment by moment to align yourself with this truth. You must be willing to relinquish your old beliefs, your old patterns of thought, and embrace this new way of being. It may not always be easy. There will be times when your physical senses, your rational mind, and perhaps even those around you will tell you that things are not working out. In these moments, you must be willing to stand firm in your knowing. You must be willing to say, I do not accept the appearance of things. I know that everything is working out for my highest good, even if I cannot yet see how. As you persist in this practice, as you continue to act as if everything always works out for you, you will begin to witness a transformation in your life that can only be described as miraculous. You will find yourself moving through life with a sense of ease and grace that you may have never thought possible. You will discover within yourself resources of strength, wisdom, and creativity that you never knew you possessed. But more than this, you will begin to understand your true nature as a divine being, as a co-creator with the infinite. You will realize that you are not a helpless victim of circumstance, but a powerful creator, shaping your reality through the power of your consciousness. And as you step into this power, as you fully embrace your role as a conscious creator, you will find that your life becomes a living testament to the truth we have explored tonight. You will become living proof that everything always works out, not just for you, but for all of creation. So go forth, my dear friends, with this knowing deep in your heart. Act as if everything always works out for you, for indeed it does. Trust in the perfect unfolding of your life's journey, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Know that you are guided, supported, and loved beyond measure by the very creative power of the universe itself. And remember, the world is waiting for you to step into your power, to shine your light, to demonstrate through your own life the miraculous truth that everything always works out. The world is waiting for you to become the person you were always meant to be, a conscious creator, aligned with the infinite, living a life of joy, purpose, and boundless possibility. Thank you, my dear friends, for your attention and your willingness to explore these profound truths. May you go forth and live from the knowing that everything always works out for you. And in doing so, may you inspire others to do the same. For as you transform your own life, you transform the world. And that, my beloved, is the greatest miracle of all. The world you perceive with your physical senses is not the cause of your experience, but the effect. The true cause lies within you, in your consciousness, in your imagination. This is the foundation of the law of assumption. The law of assumption states that if you assume a state and persist in it, it must become your reality. This law is not subject to your belief or disbelief. It operates regardless of your conscious acceptance. It is as constant as the law of gravity. Just as an object must fall when released, so must your assumptions manifest in your physical reality. Now, you might be thinking, but Neville, how can I ignore the reality of my current financial situation? How can I assume wealth when my bank account shows otherwise? This, my dear friends, is where the true test of faith comes in. For faith is not believing in spite of evidence, but believing in spite of appearance. Remember, your physical reality is nothing more than the outpicturing of your past assumptions. It is the harvest of seeds you have previously sown in your consciousness. To change your reality, you must plant new seeds. You must assume a new state. Let us delve deeper into this concept. When I speak of assuming a state, I am not talking about mere positive thinking or affirmations. I am speaking of a complete embodiment of the state you desire. You must think from the state of wealth, not of wealth. Imagine for a moment that you are already wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. How would you think? How would you feel? How would you carry yourself? What decisions would you make? This is not a game of make-believe. This is the active creation of a new reality. You see, your imagination is not a separate part of you. It is the very essence of your being. It is God in action within you. When you imagine, you are literally shaping the substance of the universe. Your imaginal acts are the causes set in motion that will inevitably manifest in your physical world. Now, some of you might be wondering, but how long will it take for my assumption to manifest? This is a common question, but it reveals a misunderstanding of the nature of time in manifestation. In the realm of imagination, there is no time. Your desire is fulfilled the moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The time it takes for your assumption to appear in your physical reality is determined by your faith and your persistence in the assumed state. The more faithfully you persist in your assumption, living and acting as though it were already true, the more quickly it will externalize in your world. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desire to be wealthy. Instead of focusing on the lack of money in your current reality, you would assume the state of wealth. You would sleep as though you were sleeping in the most luxurious bed. You would eat as though you were dining in the finest restaurants. You would walk and talk and think as a wealthy person does. This is not pretense or self-deception. This is the active use of your creative power. For remember, the world is yourself pushed out. Everyone and everything in your world is a reflection of your consciousness. As you assume the state of wealth, the world must rearrange itself to match your assumption. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about action? Don't I need to do something to become wealthy? Of course, action has its place. But understand this, action does not create. Action only expresses. The true creative power lies in your assumption. When you truly assume the state of wealth, inspired action will naturally follow. You will find yourself making decisions and taking steps that align with your new state of consciousness. These actions will not feel like effort or struggle. They will feel natural, even inevitable. Remember, the outer world is dead. It has no power to create or to change. All creation happens first in consciousness. Your job is not to manipulate the outer world, but to change your inner world. As you change within, the outer must conform. Now, let us address a common obstacle in this process, the evidence of your senses. Your physical senses will continue to show you your old reality for a time. This is where many falter. They look at their current circumstances and say, see, nothing has changed. It's not working. But I tell you now, this period of seemingly unchanged circumstances is crucial. It is the interval between your assumption and its manifestation in the physical world. It is the period where your faith is tested. Will you persist in your new assumption, or will you return to your old state? During this time, you must be like the farmer who has planted his seeds. He does not dig them up every day to see if they have sprouted. He trusts in the law of growth. He knows that in due time, his crop will appear. So must you trust in the law of assumption. Remember, What you are seeing in your physical reality is the result of your past assumptions. It has no power over your future unless you give it power through your continued assumption. Ignore the evidence of your senses. Persist in your new assumption. Live from the end. Now let us delve deeper into the concept of living from the end. This is not about visualizing a future state. It is about experiencing your desire as a present fact. When you truly live from the end, you are not trying to get something. You are experiencing the state of already having it. Imagine you have a friend who lives in another city. When you think of this friend, you don't visualize them or affirm their existence. You simply know they exist. This is the kind of knowing you must have about your desired state of wealth. It should be as real and as natural to you as the existence of your distant friend. This state of knowing, of living from the end, is what truly activates the law of assumption. It aligns your entire being, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions with the reality of your desire. And in this alignment, miracles happen. Now, some of you might be wondering about the role of emotion in this process. Emotion is crucial. It is the fuel that gives life to your assumption. When you assume a state, you must feel the reality of it. You must experience the joy, the excitement, the gratitude of already being wealthy. But here's a key point. These emotions should not be intense or forced. They should be natural, calm, the kind of quiet joy you feel when you think already possess. Remember, you are not trying to convince yourself of something. You are simply acknowledging what is already true in your consciousness. Let us now address another common concern. What if doubts arise? Doubts are natural. They are the old man, the old state of consciousness fighting to survive. But understand this, doubts have no power unless you give them power through your attention and belief. When doubts arise, do not fight them. Do not give them energy by arguing with them. Simply return to your assumed state. Gently but firmly bring your attention back to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Remember, what you focus on expands. Focus on your new state, not on your doubts. Now, let's talk about the concept of revision. Revision is a powerful tool in ignoring reality and assuming wealth. Each night before you sleep, review the events of your day, but do not review them as they appear to your senses. Revise them to align with your desired state of wealth. If you encountered a financial challenge during the day, revise it. See it as an opportunity that led to greater wealth. If you had a negative interaction related to money, revise it. See it as a positive, prosperous exchange. You are not denying what happened. You are actively reshaping your memory and thus your future. Remember, your memories are not fixed. They are fluid, constantly being reconstructed. By consciously revising your memories, you are literally rewriting your past. And as you change your past in your imagination, you change the trajectory of your future. Now, let us discuss the importance of persistence. Assuming a new state is not a one-time event. It is a continuous choice. You must persist in your new state, even when the outer world shows no sign of change. This persistence is what distinguishes those who successfully manifest their desires from those who do not. Think of it like this: when you move to a new home, you don't wake up each morning wondering where you are. You naturally assume your new surroundings. This is how you must be with your assumed state of wealth. It should become your new normal, your new home state. But what if you falter? What if you find yourself slipping back into your old state of consciousness? Do not despair. Simply acknowledge it and return to your assumed state. Remember, you are breaking lifelong habits of thought and feeling. It takes practice. Be patient with yourself, but be persistent. Now, let's address a crucial point. The law of assumption is not about manipulating external circumstances. It's about aligning yourself with the reality you desire. When you assume the state of wealth, You're not trying to force money to come to you. You're becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth. This distinction is important. Many people approach manifestation with a mindset of lack, trying to get something they believe they don't have. But in truth, all that you desire already exists in the infinite possibilities of the universe. Your job is not to create wealth, but to align yourself with the wealth that already exists. Think of it like tuning a radio. All stations are broadcasting simultaneously, but you can only hear the one you're tuned into. When you assume the state of wealth, you're tuning yourself to the frequency of abundance. You're not creating the broadcast, you're aligning yourself to receive it. Now let's delve into the concept of detachment. This might seem contradictory to what we've discussed about assuming the state of wealth, but it's actually complementary. Detachment doesn't mean not caring about your desire. It means releasing your anxious attachment to how or when it will manifest. When you're anxiously attached to the outcome, you're actually affirming the lack of your desire. You're saying, I want this because I don't have it. This state of consciousness keeps your desire at arm's length, always in the future, never in the now. True detachment comes from the deep knowing that your desire is already yours in consciousness, and therefore must manifest in your physical reality. It's a state of calm expectancy, of knowing the law is at work, even when you can't see the evidence yet. This detachment allows you to truly live in the end. You're not waiting for something to happen. You're simply being who you are, a wealthy person. This state of being is far more powerful than any amount of doing or trying. Now let's discuss the concept of everyone is you pushed out. This principle states that everyone in your world is a reflection of your consciousness. The way people treat you, the opportunities that come your way, even the seemingly random events in your life, all are reflections of your state of being. This understanding brings with it a great responsibility. It means that if you want to experience a world of abundance and prosperity, you must first embody those qualities within yourself. As you assume the state of wealth, you will naturally see others differently, and they will respond differently to you. During this process of assuming wealth, be aware of how you perceive others. Are your perceptions aligned with your desired reality? If not, consciously choose to see others in a way that supports your assumption of wealth. See others as prosperous, generous, supportive of your success. Remember, you are not manipulating others. You are simply aligning your perception with your desired reality, and others will naturally conform to this new perception. Now, let's talk about the power of your words. Your words are not just sounds or symbols. They are creative forces. They are declarations to the universe. When you assume the state of wealth, your words must align with this new state. Speak as though you are already wealthy. Use phrases like I am wealthy instead of I will be wealthy. Speak of abundance, not of lack. Describe your financial situations in positive terms, even if your physical senses tell you otherwise. This is not about lying or denying your current circumstances. It's about aligning your speech with the reality you are assuming. Remember, your words are seeds planted in the fertile soil of the universe. Make sure you're planting seeds of abundance, not of lack. Now let's address a common pitfall. Compare yourself to others. In your journey of assuming wealth, you might be tempted to look at others and measure your progress against theirs. This is a trap. Remember, everyone is you pushed out. What you see in others is a reflection of your own consciousness. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own journey. Your only competition is with your previous self. Are you more aligned with the state of wealth today than you were yesterday? That's the only comparison that matters. Let's delve deeper into the concept of faith. Faith is not wishful thinking or blind belief. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is a knowing beyond physical evidence. When you have true faith in your assumed state of wealth, you don't hope for it to manifest. You know it must manifest as surely as you know the sun will rise tomorrow. This kind of faith doesn't ignore your current reality. It sees beyond it. It recognizes that your physical reality is just a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. Your new assumption of wealth, held with unwavering faith, is the new cause set in motion that must produce new effects. Now, let's discuss the importance of gratitude in this process. Gratitude is not just a polite sentiment. It is a powerful creative force. When you are truly grateful, you are acknowledging the presence of your desire in your life. You are affirming its reality even before it manifests in the physical realm. During this process of assuming wealth, cultivate a deep sense of gratitude. Be thankful not just for what you can see and touch, but for the unseen blessings that are even now unfolding in your life. Give thanks for the wisdom that guides you, the abundance that surrounds you, and the power that resides within you. Gratitude puts you in a state of receptivity. It opens you to receive even greater blessings. It aligns you with the abundance of the universe. Practice gratitude not from a place of lack, hoping to receive, but from a place of fullness, knowing you already have. Now, let's address the concept of the Sabbath. The Sabbath in this context is not about a particular day of the week, but about a state of mind. It is a state of complete rest from all effort, a state of knowing that your work is done. In the process of assuming wealth, the Sabbath state is crucial. It is the state of total acceptance of your desires and accomplished fact. In this state, you no longer feel the need to make your desire happen, because you know it is already done. Practice entering the Sabbath state. After you've done your imaginal act, after you've assumed the feeling of wealth, consciously enter a state of rest. Release all anxiety, all need to make it happen. Know that the law is at work, and your only task now is to remain in the state of wealth. Now, let's discuss the concept of dimensional shifting. This is the idea that for every possible reality, there is a version of you already experiencing it. Your task in assuming wealth is not to create something new, but to shift your consciousness to align with the version of you that is already wealthy. Practice thinking from the perspective of the wealthy you. How would that version of you think? How would they feel? What decisions would they make? Align yourself with this version of you, and you will naturally shift into the reality where wealth is your normal state. Let's delve into the concept of the law of reverse effort. This law states that the harder you try to achieve something, the more you push it away. This is why so many people struggle to manifest their desires. They are trying too hard, and in their effort, they are actually affirming the lack of what they want. In assuming wealth, you must release all effort. You are not trying to get rich. You are simply acknowledging the wealth that is already yours in consciousness. This state of effortless acceptance is far more powerful than any amount of striving or struggling. Now let's address the concept of the bridge of incidents. When you assume a new state, a series of events is set in motion to bring about the manifestation of your desire. This series of events is called the bridge of incidents. The key here is to trust the bridge. You don't need to know how your assumption of wealth will manifest. Your job is simply to maintain your assumption and allow the bridge to unfold naturally. Each event, each encounter, each seeming coincidence is a part of this bridge, leading you to the full manifestation of your assumed wealth. Let's discuss the importance of self-concept in assuming wealth. Your self-concept is the sum total of your beliefs about yourself. It is the foundation upon which all your experiences are built. If you want to manifest wealth, you must first see yourself as someone who is naturally wealthy. Work on changing your self-concept. See yourself as someone who is good with money, who attracts abundance effortlessly, who lives in a state of prosperity. As you change your self-concept, you change the foundation of your reality. Now let's address the role of action in this process. While it's true that assumption is the foundation of manifestation, inspired action often plays a part. The key word here is inspire. When you truly assume the state of wealth, you will find yourself naturally inspired to take actions that align with this state. These inspired actions will not feel like effort or struggle. They will feel natural, even inevitable. You won't be taking action to get rich. You'll be taking action because that's what a wealthy person would naturally do. Let's delve into the concept of revision once more. Revision is not just about changing your memories of past events. It's about reinterpreting your entire life story in a way that supports your assumed state of wealth. See your past challenges as stepping stones that led you to your current prosperity. Reframe past financial struggles as valuable lessons that prepared you for the wealth you now enjoy. Remember, your past does not determine your future unless you carry it with you. Through revision, you can create a new past that naturally leads to your wealthy present and future. This isn't about denying what happened, but about changing its meaning and its impact on your consciousness. Now let's discuss the importance of living in the end. This means experiencing your desire as a present fact, not a future possibility. When you live in the end, you're not hoping to become wealthy. You're experiencing the reality of being wealthy now in your imagination. This state of living in the end collapses time. It brings your desire into the present moment, making its manifestation inevitable. Remember, in the realm of imagination, there is no time. Your desire is fulfilled the moment you assume the feeling of its fulfillment with conviction. Let's address the concept of everyone as you pushed out once more. In your journey of assuming wealth, you will encounter various people and situations. Remember, these are all reflections of your consciousness. The supportive business partner, the generous client, the unexpected opportunity, or you pushed out, reflecting your assumed state of wealth. As you persist in your assumption of wealth, you'll find that people and circumstances naturally align with your new state. You're not changing others, you're changing yourself. And others must conform to your new concept of self. Now, let's delve into the power of silence. After you have done your imaginal act, after you have assumed the feeling of wealth, there comes a time for silence. This silence is not just external, but internal. It's a cessation of all inner chatter about your desire. In this silence, you allow the seed of your assumed wealth to take root and grow. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust in the law, knowing that what is done in consciousness must manifest in reality. Let's discuss the concept of the law of attraction versus the law of assumption. While both laws deal with manifestation, the law of assumption is more powerful. The law of attraction suggests that you attract what you focus on. The law of assumption states that you manifest what you claim as true. In assuming wealth, you're not trying to attract money to you. You're claiming wealth as your current reality. This subtle shift makes all the difference. You're not reaching for something outside yourself. You're acknowledging what is already true within you. Now, let's address the importance of persistence. Assuming a new state is not a one-time event. It's a continuous choice. You must persist in your new state, even when the outer world shows no sign of change. This persistence is what distinguishes those who successfully manifest their desires from those who do not. Think of it like learning a new language. At first it feels unnatural, even difficult. But with persistent practice, It becomes second nature. The same is true for your new state of wealth. Persist and it will become your new normal. Let's delve into the concept of quantum jumping. This is the idea that you can shift your consciousness to a reality where your desire is already fulfilled. In assuming wealth, you're quantum jumping to a reality where you are already wealthy. This isn't about physically jumping to a different universe. It's about aligning your consciousness with a version of reality where your desire is fulfilled. As you persist in this new state, your physical reality must reshape itself to match. Now let's discuss the importance of self-love in this process. Self-love is not vanity. It's a recognition of your true nature as a divine being worthy of all good things. Without self-love, you may subconsciously block your manifestations, feeling unworthy of receiving them. As you assume the state of wealth, cultivate deep self-love. Know that you are deserving of abundance. This self-love will align you with the frequency of wealth, making its manifestation effortless. In conclusion, remember that the power to create your reality lies within you. Ignoring the apparent reality of your senses and assuming the state of wealth is not about denial. It's about recognizing the true creative power of your consciousness. As you persist in your assumption, as you live from the end, as you align every aspect of your being with the reality of wealth, you will find your outer world reshaping itself to match your inner state. The power is yours. Use it wisely and watch as your assumption of wealth manifests in ways beyond your wildest dreams.